and greatest. So back to our, excuse me, our second segment sponsor is our guest today, another financial fitness episode. I love doing these, especially setting this up, everybody, upon my dad's demise recently. It's been a tough time. It's been rough. And it's like, having Jane on the first show recording post my dad's death, and now Craig.
Mm-hmm.
It is what it is. It's part of the deal. And so that's why I called this one Parents and Their Demise Process Prep. Craig, and I appreciated that phone call we had, that long phone call. So you deal with this. You see this stuff. Okay.
Yeah, I'm on that side of the table, right?
Yeah,
From the aspect of, like I shared kind of even a little bit earlier on, having my dad pass away in 2019 and my mom passing away back when I was young. So my father-in-law passing away back in 2009, and each situation was a little bit different. From when my mom passed, too young to really understand and know what's going on, and then to my father passing and having Alzheimer's for several years and that kind of progressing, making sure things are already prepped and prepared, to my father-in-law passing suddenly in a boating accident. So from those dynamics, making sure you're prepared for the unexpected and making sure things are in order. Each one of those situations, at least the latter two, with my own family, understanding the change in dynamics, the impact that it has on family members, where your family is. How do you go about managing that whole process? How people respond to the passing of a loved one, and being able to deal with it, and having the patience to work with them through financial matters, because each financial institution may handle the distribution of assets a little bit differently, requiring copies of a death certificate where others require the actual death certificate, and work with the funeral home and making sure all the arrangements are made accordingly to how your parents' wishes wanted to be taken care of. And of course, when my father passed away, that was in December of 2019. And so, of course, that was the beginning of the whole COVID dynamic and situation. And so there was a lull where we didn't have a funeral right away, but then we had a memorial in his status, if you will, and that was only of family members and close friends. So it wasn't anything that was really major along those lines. So dealing with each one of those situations, making sure that the items were in order to have as minimal impact for the surviving spouse, for the surviving members of the family, that becomes more aware when it actually is being implemented, versus that of when people are talking, well, what do I need to do that for? Why do I need to have the trust? Well, don't I already have a power of attorney with you? And why do I need to sign these documents here to have just the power of attorney for your financial documents?